What's good? I just barely finished the midterm with like 30 seconds left, so I'm a little on edge. So I decided to hop on the camera and record a video. So this Sunday, the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer dropped, which obviously, if you were paying attention to leaks in the past, Wolverine is going to show up. It's going to be great. It's going to be like a little multiversal adventure. But, to a lot of people, that was actually crazy because people didn't actually know that was happening. But if you're like me and you're terminally online or something and you're just waiting for leaks and shit, I mean, you knew that. You saw that coming. So we're going to talk about the other characters that may show up in this movie that weren't shown in the trailer or maybe hinted at in the trailer, but they haven't been announced at all. So for starters, our first reveal was that the TVA is going to be in this movie. If you were paying attention to leaks, you knew that as well. But with that being said, obviously people are looking at the Loki seasons that have dropped. Obviously the TVA debuted in there. Are we going to see other characters like that? So I wanted to start with talking about Loki himself. Loki is definitely not going to show up. He's Time Lord or something. He's not going to show up unless it's like some post-credits scene linking to like Kang Dynasty or something, but I doubt they're going to do any of that. I mean, they've got like a million movies to drop before then, so he's definitely not going to show up. There may be some like hints towards him or like some references towards what he's done, but even in the trailer, it looked like the Sacred Timeline actually looked a little different from what it looks like now, so this may even take place before all of that in season 2 happens, so we don't really know. But I definitely don't think Loki's going to show up. Tom Hiddleston is too expensive to bring in this movie anyways. Same thing is going to go for Mobius, considering where we left him off in season 2. He's not even at the TVA anymore, so I wouldn't expect to see him unless this takes place before season 2, which I doubt it. I think the fact that the Sacred Timeline looked different was simply because of special effects not catching up to what season 2 had the Sacred Timeline looking like. So honestly, I think he's not going to show up either. He's not a part of the TVA anymore. A few characters that I do believe could possibly make a cameo are B-15. I think, if I remember correctly, she's like running the TVA now possibly. So she can make like a little cameo introducing Deadpool to the TVA and what they're doing there. That's just possible. I think she's actually least likely of one of the people from Loki to show up. The other two I do believe have way better of a chance of showing up just for either contextual reasons or just because, it would make more sense that they would fit into this movie. One of those characters is Casey. Now, I think Casey could fit into this movie really well as a little like slapstick type of character that shows up for like one little joke in the movie. Because it doesn't seem that he like left the TVA after season 2. He might have, but I don't think so. So basically, he could just show up for like one little quick joke, since that was his whole character in the Loki show, anyways. And he'd fit in perfectly. I mean, Deadpool has had characters like Casey, and especially Deadpool 2. So for him to just show up real quick, he became like a really popular character in season 2 as well with an improved role. So him showing up here would also be loved by fans. So I could see him showing up for sure. One that may be a little bit more obscure is Ravonna Renslayer. So in the trailer, we actually get a little look at Alioth as one of the TVA members is getting eaten by him, and Deadpool's like just watching, right? And last time we saw Alioth, he was actually right in front of Ravonna Renslayer at the end of Loki season 2. Now, obviously, we don't know when Deadpool takes place, whether it's before season 2, whether it's after. So this could be before, honestly, and Renslayer's not even there yet. But if this is after season 2, we could see Renslayer in some sort. Or they might just ignore the fact that she's even in the Void at this time. And we'll have to, Marvel will have to deal with that in the future. But she's probably more obscure than Casey showing up. But it's possible, considering that Alioth is in this movie as well, as we saw from a little clip in the trailer. Now, towards the end, when we get our first look at Wolverine in his suit, we see Deadpool laying on the ground, and to his right, I believe, there was a Secret Wars comic, and there was also a little bottle with green fluid in it. And people have called out that this fluid is actually it's like some soda bottle or something that had basically showed up when Stan Lee had his little cameo in the original Incredible Hulk. So that was kind of like hinting towards the Hulk a little bit. So I wanted to say that like the Hulk has a really good chance of showing up in this movie. Not only the fact that Wolverine's first appearance in the comics was fighting the Hulk, and this is his first appearance in the MCU, so they might be trying to mimic that by having him fight the Hulk in this movie in some sort, even if it's like a few seconds or he just references it. I think we're going to get some type of nod to the Hulk besides that little bottle. Now, we are definitely getting X-Men characters from the Fox universe, but the big thing is who? Now, for starters, we've been getting rumors that Sabretooth is going to show up. I mean, he's a Wolverine villain, and this is Wolverine's first appearance in the MCU. It's almost a necessity that we have some type of Wolverine villain in there. And I already talked about Hulk. We're probably going to get Sabretooth as well. There's even been some rumors out there that, there's a little clip showing Sabretooth and another group of people in the trailer. So we're definitely getting Sabretooth. Now, another rumor that's been floating out around there, obviously in the trailer we get a little clip of Wolverine in some type of casino or club, and he's at some table doing like blackjack or something, and people are thinking that the dealer at that table is actually going to be Gambit. Now, I love that. There's definitely going to be some Fox characters in this, so I mean, Gambit would be perfect. We had a Gambit in X-Men Origins Wolverine, which I actually haven't seen. We might get that actor back as Gambit, and I think that would be the perfect time to introduce him as well. I also wanted to talk about the locations that we'd be seeing in this movie. Now, Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously we've seen a lot of clips from the movie of them in the void, but they're definitely going to be going to other places. And it's most likely going to be not only in the MCU, but also in the Fox X-Men universes. So, for starters, in the trailer, we actually get a clip where Deadpool is hiding behind a truck in a snowy forest, and people immediately jumped to the Avengers Age of Ultron opening scene. And people have also said that it may be the scene where Logan dies at the end of Logan. And either way, I think it'd be really cool. I think it's more likely to be Logan's death scene than the Age of Ultron scene. I mean, unless that's going to be the scene for where Wolverine fights the Hulk, there's no reason for Deadpool to even be there. So it's most likely the Logan death scene. Or it's just some snowy forest and we're getting over our heads with all the references that they're going to have in this movie. It's probably that one. One more place that I wanted to discuss was Madripoor, which we had actually seen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And obviously that's a really big spot where Wolverine's usually found. And we saw him in that casino. So maybe that casino takes place in Madripoor. We don't actually know, but that would actually be a good way of connecting it to the MCU. We also have to consider that this is an MCU movie. So Deadpool is going to be in the MCU by the end of this movie at least, right? So we have to consider, where is Deadpool going to be left at the end of this movie? What location? Is he going to be with some heroes? Who is he going to be with? I think what could happen, but is most likely like the least likely to happen, is he's left with Wolverine, a new Wolverine, like a different face Wolverine than Hugh Jackman, in Madripoor. That just seems very unlikely. I mean, they probably haven't even casted a new Wolverine. If they have, they've kept it under wraps really good with all the leaks that have been coming out. But it's always possible. It's probably not going to happen, though. More likely, they're going to kind of play it off a little silly, maybe. A little bit less serious. He's probably just going to be put in some random place on the MCU. And it's going to be like, oh, he's in the MCU now. It's probably not going to be anything serious. Maybe it is, but I doubt it. If it is something serious, though, that will be cool. Maybe he's left in New York. But I don't think it's going to be as serious as people are going to make it out to be. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Fingers crossed for Gambit, really, and the Hulk. I want a Wolverine versus Hulk fight. So if we get that, that'll be awesome. It'll already be my favorite MCU movie, so and my favorite Deadpool movie. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I'm pretty sure a bunch of people are as well. I mean, it got like 20 million views. It's got a bunch of views. It set like the record for most views in like maybe like a few hours or a day. So everyone's really excited for it. and I think they're gonna strike really big with this. So, but yeah, stay tuned. New vids are always gonna be on the way. Thanks for watching.